welcome back to the channel, and today we are looking at Bladesong, a playtest of the new campaign mode that they're introducing. Now, I played this game a little bit on the channel when it was early playtest that just had the creative mode, and it's a sword building game. You can design and like shape your own sword, and some examples of my previous swords that I was able to design are right here. So it really gives you a lot of creative freedom, but I was always curious how this was going to work in their campaign mode, and now we finally have an early preview of what the gameplay progression and narrative is going to look like in the campaign mode. So let's go ahead and just dive right into it. If you're curious to see just the creative mode stuff, keep in mind that it's earlier versions of the creative mode. You should check out those videos on the channel as well. But we're gonna start a new game. In cloying darkness, you writhe. You cling to life by the tips of your fingers. Space to continue. Something takes shape in the emptiness, contours of flesh tracing along familiar lines, a withered old woman's face floating before your own. Space to continue. When she speaks, she has the rasping voice of a raven. Caw! I mean, who are you? A swordsmith? A survivor? A saint? Oh, I gotta actually, like, answer. I will be addressed as a female. Wait. Oh, I see. Oh, okay. I thought, like, no matter what I choose, it was telling me that. So if I choose this, I'll be addressed as a female. If I choose this, I'll be addressed as a male. If I choose this, I will largely be addressed in a gender-neutral way. At times, generic masculine might be used. All right. This one's very mysterious. All right, you know what? Let's go with Dying Soul. Wrong. It is not yet your time. Are you telling me I'm wrong about my identity? The Sundering claimed untold lives, yet you endured when so many around you perished. What did you do to survive? Well, I pressed space to continue. Oh, okay. We're building our character even more here. Are they gonna tell me I'm wrong about what I did to survive? Can't tell me I'm wrong about my own experience. +3 toughness and may open unique dialogue choices. +3 diplomacy. Oh, interesting. How does this stuff factor into a sword building thing? I'm very curious to see where this goes. +3 knowledge. Do I use my swords? Like, are we battling? +3 finesse. I wish it told me exactly what those are going to translate to. I tend to, my comfort zone in games where these are stats, I tend to go towards the mercenary toughness melee attack side. So let's go with what feels natural. You kept something through all your hardships. A keepsake from a better time. What was it? For a creative playstyle, grants a bundle of leathers and pigments for more creative freedom early on. A story-focused playstyle with unique family heirloom passed down through prior generations of your lineage. For an optimization-focused playstyle, grants a bottle of precious liquor to boost your progress. Boost progress. Well, since this is a video that's designed to see what the campaign mode is like, probably some early progression boosting to get further into it would be good. What do you believe in? Now the voices have abandoned this world. Oh my goodness, there's more. Oh, there's a lot of... I'm really curious how much of an impact each one of these decisions actually has. All right, oh, this one doesn't give me a description of how it's going to affect the gameplay. Humanity can rise above the voices if we learn their secrets. I believe in small things. Bread rising, seasons turning, children growing. Very, very realist, very practical. We're better off without the voices. Humans can adapt to anything. Interesting. Defiant. Every small kindness is an act of defiance in a world without pity. Funny, I used the word defiant and then that word was coming up literally the next thing. Nothing matters anymore. There's peace in accepting that. Personally, I like continuity, freedom, and there's something to nothing, ironically. I'm gonna go with freedom. The voices have abandoned this world. We don't need them. We have freedom. Defiance to the end. See? Defiant. You can shake your fist all you like, mortal, but you can't stop what's coming. Is it space to continue? I'll leave you with one final question, and I don't expect an answer. What will fill the silence the voices left behind? Space will fill the silence. To continue. As the old woman's face retreats into an inky blackness, spark flickers into life behind her. One by one, a field of stars burning with a sticky pale light. I gotta admit, this is more story exposition than I was expecting for a early playtest. Now wake, Smith. You still have a part to play in humanity's final act. A new day has dawned. Your eyes flutter as you regain consciousness. You're faintly surprised to find yourself alive. Either death did not come for you, or when it did, it found you unyielding. You sit up, gasping, sweat-drenched. The fever has broken. Get my bearings or catalog? I feel like both of those are the same thing. Let's catalog our supplies. Most of your rations are gone. Your horse was already dying when the fever took you. Its body is nowhere to be seen. By now, it's likely soup. All right, we gotta get our bearings anyway. You're in a tent. There's no sign of your caretaker apart from a half-empty water pail and a damp cloth on your brow. Outside, as far as the eye can see, stretches a chaotic sprawl of tents and shelters, churned mud, shallow graves. It all comes flooding back. A lifetime being thrown from one battle to another, watching your comrades cut down in their prime. It was a long journey to Erin Keep through dust and despair. Your last memories are of sliding from your dying horse. Oh no! Your numb legs tracking furrows in the mud as someone dragged you to shelter. But who? Outside a tent is a crude field forge. The anvil gives you a feeling of home. I should see if anyone in the camp is selling steel to use in the forge. Right back to work. I almost died, but let's just get back to work. Tonight you'll head to the gates and try to secure entry to Erin Keep, but not yet. You're still weak from the fever. But if you want to eat, you'll need to make some coin. For now, you apply your trade as best as you can in this desperate place. By the looks of it, plenty here will be in need of a sword. All right, cool. We're gonna get a bit of a tutorial, which is good, because I haven't played this game in a little while. All right, we're through the exposition. We're on to the gameplay. Welcome to the camp, swordsmith. People will come to you with commissions. You choose which commissions to take on, and they refresh daily. In-game days or real days? Select the highlighted button to choose your first commission. All right, here we go. So we get commissions from here. All right. Looks like this is what we select. When you accept a commission, you prepare a billet for your sword. It costs action points, and they replenish daily. So you can make a certain number of things per day. It also costs steel. All right, here we go. Your first customer is a gaunt man in a tattered cloak. He approaches you, noticing the anvil outside your tent. His name is Owen. You a blacksmith? Can you make me a sword? That's what we do. I've got the coin for it, just make sure it's good and long. I don't like my enemies to be in hugging distance, if you get my meaning. All right, so I'm looking at some of the stuff here. Blade length. You have to get between 30 and 50%. All right, let's click accept. So this tells us the stats. Okay, these are the stats of the sword that we need to create. So we have a certain blade length, we have a certain weight. It tells us our current is 10%, but we need between 30 and 50%. Oh, I think we don't have a weight requirement necessarily. Okay, interesting. So now we have these stats and it tells us what contributes to these stats. So impact is influenced by how heavy it is and having mass near the point. So it seems like he wants a lot of impact, so we're gonna have to add some mass towards the point. This is cool. I'm liking where this is going. Speed is highest when the sword is light and has little mass near the point. Wait, how can you have high impact and medium speed? I feel like those are completely opposites. The increased leverage of a long handle further improves it. Okay, so maybe we can have high mass, a little bit towards the point, increase the handle. That might actually increase our impact as well. Mobility, how easily the hilt can be repositioned to defend or change stance. When it's light and has little weight in that. How? This seems like a hard job. We have to have it high impact, which is heavy and mass near the point, and high mobility, which is light and has little weight in the hilt area. Okay, well, those aren't necessarily opposed. Doesn't have to be sharp. Man, these are gonna be bludgeoning with this thing. Stiffness. Make your blade thicker to increase the stiffness. Point. Doesn't need a point, apparently. Yeah, this person's gonna be bludgeoning people with this thing. All right, so move the camera with the middle mouse button. Yeah, rotate the camera with the right mouse button. And then zoom. All right, cool. Let's start shaping your blade. Customers have different requirements. Shows your progress. Use the change length ability to begin. All right, change length. Strike the blade. Oh, this is so different than the last time I played. Strike the blade with your hammer to shape it. Hammer in time with the rhythm. Whoa, we got like a rhythm game built into this too. This is so different. Toggle hammer direction, shift for fine control. All right, well, let's try it. Oh, wait, oh, okay. I'm watching. All right, there we go. This is so different already. All right, change thickness. All right, let's flatten the blade. Use shift for fine control. Remember, you can reverse the direction of the hammer. So we got to use the hammer again to change the thickness. So now it's adding the creative mode. You just have like like 3D modeling control over this thing. This, there's a skill element to it now, which makes a lot of sense. So I wonder like how easy it is to correct mistakes. All right, so flattening the blade. I'm assuming because this is a tutorial, it's gonna tell us when to stop. Yeah, you can see us flattening it. Okay, there we go. Let's make this sword a bit wider. See, like, I don't even know, how would I know when to stop if it does not tell you, if the tutorial isn't doing it for me? All right, so now we're doing the width. All right, impact just went up. Balance. Oh, wait, the stats are changing. Were those stats not requirements? Were they just like, I think those stats may have just been the current version of it. All right, hammer a point on the sword. By default, customers won't accept a sword without a point. All right, let's create a point. There we go, nice point. All right, cross section makes your blade sharp. The blue line on the blade means it's not done yet. Hammer until it turns orange. Oh, okay. Check the colors on the cross-section display to see the blade's cut-through potential. Hammer the blade into a diamond shape. All right, here we go. You can see the bevel start happening. There we are. Great, your blade is complete. Click the hilt mode to start working on the hilt. All right, so it seems like these things were not requirements. This is the only thing that has a requirement, it looks like. I have to be within that range. Yeah, see? Required. Between 30 and 50. None of this stuff has required. All right, yeah, a little misunderstanding there. Okay, hilt mode, you have access to a library of sword parts to complete your sword. Click a sword part to pick it up, and then attach it to a slot on your sword. This is like, now that I'm seeing the sword, this is like the most basic of swords. We got wide, we got a point, is just beveled from the center. What am I just gonna do this? AD to, whoa, you get a lot of freedom. Sync? Oh, wow. Okay, that's actually pretty cool. Shift for fine control. Oh yeah, so we got regular control and then we got fine control. I actually don't know if we're level right now. I'm gonna just reapply it. All right, there we go. In hilt mode, attaching parts costs resources. Okay, so we got steel, spent, owned. Keep an eye on the resource panel to see how much you're spending. You can always remove parts to get those resources back. Typically, swords have at least a guard, grip, and pommel. Add one of each to complete the sword. All right, let's just go with the first option for each one for now. These are big. Well, I guess the sword is just not as big as I thought. Perfect. All the requirements are fulfilled. So when you're happy, click the button above to finish the commission. Okay, that was a lot simpler than I was reading it at first. All right, the man takes the sword and jabs it at his shadow experimentally. A slow grin across his face. This should do the trick. Thank you, Smith. Here's your payment. What if I say no to accepting the offer? All right, yes, I will accept the payment. I finished our first sword. Another customer awaits. I'm level 1. What's this? We have steel. We got wood. Book. Teaching the following sword part designs. Oh, you can unlock more designs, it looks like. Oh yeah, the spirit thing. Doesn't this give me like progress in some way? I feel like that's exit. I don't want to do that just yet. So now we have Landon. How many? We have 2 action points right now. I don't have a lot of steel left though. So this costs an action point, 0 steel though. All right, well, let's read it. Oh, we get old tools. I wonder what that means. Oh, is this a requirement? You can see that we have nothing, and then the point actually has a requirement here. Customers, oh, it's a repair job. So we have to repair the point of this sword, it looks like. They will provide you with a sword that they want edited. They don't have an initial cost, so they're perfect for making some coin when you're low on resources. Oh, I was just gonna say, I like don't have a lot of resources, so that's good. Okay, forge. So they require, there we go. These are the ratings. Yep, now I know what it looks like to have a requirement here. The ability history shows all the abilities that have been used to create a sword. You can revisit them and edit them. The number next to an applied ability shows its intensity, 60%. Editing abilities has no cost. Feel free to experiment. Okay, cool. Yeah, because I'm not using material to change the point. Select the highlighted ability to edit. Oh, this is different. Whoa, oh, this is different. The range influenced by your ability is marked with a drag line. All right, so we need... I don't know what we need. Let's just go down to here for now. All right, there we go. I did it. Nice work. When you fulfilled the requirements, the commission is complete and you can sell the sword. All right, offer to Landon. All right, that was simple. Man takes a sword and tests the point, smiling at the bead of blood that wells out his fingertips. Then he stows it away, glancing around at the camp as he does so. Folks out here will take everything from you if you ain't vigilant. Keep a keen eye out, Smith. He scurries away, his back hunched as though against a non-existent downpour. All right, so now we got some stuff. What does it do? I received a scrap item. Go to your inventory to inspect what it is. Salvaging turns scrap items into useful resources. This costs a small amount of action points, so it's a perfect use for leftover points at the end of the day. However, over items in the description, blah, blah, blah. All right, so rusty implements past their prime, only good for salvage. Press S to salvage. Oh, we get another action point. Oh no, it uses an action point, but it gave us a bunch of steel. When your action points are spent, it's time to end the day. If you end the day with any action points left, they will be lost, so try to use them up whenever you can. Oh, and this ends the day. I'm glad I didn't click on that earlier. All right, let's end the day. Are you done for the day? Yes, end day. Day 1 is ended. Day's profit, 55. Day's upkeep, 20. New balance, 35. All right, explore Errant Keep. Outer gate? Outer gate, here we are. We're gonna get some more customers. Gonna do some soliciting. The passage into Errant Keep is barred by a colossal gate, taller than a ship's mast. It was built to withstand enemy armies, but since the Masked King's ascension, it mainly keeps out the desperate masses seeking his protection. Oh, knowledge. That's what it meant by, okay, by dialogue options. Approach the gate or examine the magical barrier. My knowledge is 45%. Let's just try it. I don't have knowledge, I don't have a good knowledge build. It's only visible in the half-light of the dawn or when it pours with rain. A faint shimmer that rises from the walls and captures Errant Keep in a vast dome. Knowledge. Success! Oh, I'm glad I did it. For a city to have survived this long past the Sundering, it must have extraordinary defenses. You've heard that some surviving outposts have guardian dragons or shrouds of impenetrable fog, but none have as perfect a protection as Errant Keep. Poisonous miasmas dissipate harmlessly against it. That was quite a sentence. Within this sanctuary, crops grow without withering, water runs clean, and people can sleep without fear. Wow, this is like a utopia. If such miracles can exist in a world without the voices, surely there is hope for the future. All right, let's approach the gate. I haven't seen this word before. The portcullis, I'm sure I pronounced that wrong. The portcullis rises to admit a caravan, and chaos breaks out. The crowd swells like a rising tide. Refugees push forward, begging for entry, and the guards batter them back with their shields. The merchant wagons barrel through, their drivers using horsewhips to lash stragglers out of the way. I'm gonna sneak through. You don't get far before, dang it. You don't get far before a guard grabs you by the shoulder and flings you down into the churned mud. Not on my watch. They have watches back then? Do I bribe? Or do I just ask for entry? I think I got a bribe because like I feel like everybody wants to enter the keep. There's not a unique declaration. I'm gonna go with the bribe. What good is your coin if the Masked King has me drawn and quartered as an example to others? Okay, he's just doing his job. If you ain't a citizen and don't have a worker's permit, oh, there we go. We need a worker's permit. I can't let you through. Simple. Now get out of here, applicant. That's the euphemism the guards use to refer to the desperate hordes camping at their gate. It has a nicer ring, I suppose, than refugee. Here we go. I have useful skills. I'm a blacksmith. Every applicant who comes here begging is a doctor or a master glass maker or an alchemist. You think I was born yesterday? If you're a smith, prove it. Okay. I can show you a sword I made. You just come with me. I'll demonstrate my skills at my forge. That's suspicious. Let's ask him how he expects me to do that. Not my problem. Make some swords, I suppose. Maybe then we'll give you a worker permit. Buzz off, little fly. I should keep forging swords until I built up enough renown for the guards to let me through. Head back to your tent. All right, we gotta convince him. We gotta convince him that we're blacksmith. How's he gonna know that it's my swords? I could just like find a bunch of, I could steal a bunch of swords and be like, look what I've made. So imagine running at a guy with like holding a bunch of swords. Hey, hey, that's non-threatening. All right, nicely done. I finished the tutorial. From today on, you'll have more action to spend. You won't be able to complete every mission, so pick the ones you like the sound of. Ooh, interesting. The game will open up from here. Don't be afraid to explore. Here are a few resources to get you started. I like this. 40 steel, 30 wood. What do we use wood for? Probably to keep the forge going. All right, so we got a bunch of action points. Let's go. Whoa. All right. This one gives a... This one looks like a repair job. Let's do a simple repair job. Oh, these require 4 action points? 6 action points for this one. So we need to get the sharpness back up. I haven't taken proper care of this, been too focused. Could you fix it? All right, let's just try this one. This one should be quick and easy. All right, so we need the sharpness. Wow, all right, it's not holding my hand anymore. It doesn't tell me how to make it sharper, like, through the whole tutorial thing. How well the cross-section of the sword can cut through a target. A steep edge angle of a wide and thin blade provides the best rating. A smooth cross-section is preferable. So this is a cross-section thing. So we got to click on cross-section. Yeah, it's not telling me specifically what I got to do. I got to kind of know at this point. So then, let me take a look here. We need sharpness. So if I don't know what to do with this. Oh no, this is making the point bigger. Did I do it wrong? This is actually, I don't know what to do right now. A strong central ridge can impede the cut. A steep angle of a wide, thin blade. So like, what I think I need, yeah, you can see how dull this is. So how do I make it? How do I make the cross section sharper? I don't understand what this does. This determines like the start and end of it. Change width, point, change width, change thickness. I mean, this is not doing it. All right, go back. I'm ruining the sword. It says the cross section. A smooth cross section is preferable. Change thick. I already did change thickness. It is the cross section, I'm pretty sure. Oh. Wait. Oh, I did it. Okay. I wasn't committing. I just had to commit to what my initial thing was. So we've met the requirements. Did I really spend stuff on this? I feel like I shouldn't have spent stuff on this. But, all right. Offer to Lincoln. He examines the repaired weapon with amazement, running his fingers along the restored metal. It looks like you brought it back from the dead. I owe you, Smith. All right. It was easy. I made it hard because I didn't trust my initial intuition. We have another repair job, but let's do one that costs a lot. 15. Yeah, let's just do this one. Or actually, we can just click and we can look at the different requirements. All right, because I want to like dive into this. Books. What is this? Book, Smith's Companion. One-handed. I'm gonna do one that has the most complex looking thing. I feel like this one has the most complex. It's got like requirements for balance, it's got requirements for blade length, speed, sharpness. I don't know what these mean because some of them don't have that. So let's try this one. Hello, Smith. Nice setup you got here. What can I do for you? There's a gang that comes around my tent every night, regular as clockwork. They kick and beat us, take our rations, push our faces into the mud. You think there'd be some solidarity out here, but well, there ain't. I've managed to hide the last of my coin from them so far, but who knows for how long. Best to spend that coin on a good sword, I reckon, so I can protect what's mine. All right, let's forge. Okay, we got a lot to look at. This was easy when the tutorial told me exactly every step I needed to do. Now I have to just do it. So let's focus on blade length first. So I'm just looking at the top left as I do this to get the length into the appropriate. Yeah, let's just go right there. This is a long one. We're at 47%. So the balance we threw off completely. We need to return the balance back down by altering the weight of the hilt and the blade. The weight of the blade will get altered as we shape it. All right, so we need speed. Light, and it has little mass near the point. All right, let's go ahead and change thickness. We're gonna make it pretty light. Okay, I may have gone a little bit. Here, let's reverse just a little bit. There we go. So you can see our weight went way down. Okay, sharpness also, yeah, that's the cross section. All right, so we changed the blade thickness. Now we need to change its width. Oh, so this is where it starts. Oh, I see. Undo that. So for balance, we make it wider. That's not affecting the balance really. Unless, what if I do this and then make this thinner? Oh wait, no, that's the opposite of what I wanted to do. Wait, I wanted to go back. I changed width. So if I do this, oh, then it's gonna make this section wider. Okay, all right. Can I smoothen this out? All right, I'm doing a lot of hammering and not a lot of stuff is happening. Let's go to point. Let's make it pointy. All right, there we go. It's pretty pointy. Let's do the cross section. It needs to be pretty sharp. There we go. We got the sharp. Oh, we just did it. Except the balance is off. The hilt might be able to save the balance. Let's switch over to hilt. All right. Why are these red? Oh, so that gets a check mark here. So then grip. Wait, what is this? Timbers. What wood? Fine wood. Interesting. All right. So now let's put this on it. Oh, this is wood, so this meets the wood requirement. And this brings the balance down. Yeah, here we go. This is where the balance comes into play. Oh, this brings the balance way down. All right, hold on. Small one. Oh, wow, look at the difference. See what that does to the balance? And then see what this does to the balance. So different. Okay. So all of that matters. And now we've checked everything off. I think we're good. This is the sword I've designed. All right, let's offer it to him. Applicant stands a little straighter as he tests the weight of the blade. It's perfect! You should see the blunt, rusted daggers those bullies wave around. This will put some real fear in them. Thank you, Smith. Maybe my kids will get to keep their food tonight. So we get some steel, we get some old tools, which will probably get us some more steel. So we're gonna use our action point on this thing for sure. We get some wood. All right, yeah, let's accept that. Oh, level 2. We now unlocked blade tapering and sword part scaling. Okay, because I was noticing that there were some things that I wasn't able to do that I remembered being able to do before. So it seems like part of the progression is you get to unlock more skills to be able to shape swords in fancier ways. I'm curious if you get like late game, how specific can the requirements be to how a sword has to look aesthetically? Versus just like its balance and all that stuff. I don't know if there's gonna be like aesthetic requirements and stuff, but I'm curious about it. All right, salvage this. We got 15 steel. All right, we're doing good. We're out of action points, so let's end the day. I could only choose 2 things. All right, so we got 90 that time. Explore Aaron Keep. Oh, the camp. Let's go back to the camp here. We get more story, more exposition. Outside the walls of Aaron Keep, desperate souls gather in makeshift tents, pleading for entry. Introduce yourself. The tents near you are mostly occupied by unfriendly, suspicious folk. They spit on the ground when you approach and ward you off with threatening gestures. There's one exception, however, a young woman who actually smiles as you approach, though her eyes are haunted and hollow-set. Glad to see you're feeling better. You were on death's door for a while there. You looked after me? Not exactly. I dragged you to safety after you fell from your horse. Thank you for that. No problem. The old woman did most of the work nursing you back to health. Where is she anyway? I haven't seen her in days. She was gone by the time I woke up. I had no idea who she was. Strange. I assumed she was a relative of yours. It's nice to see a friendly face around here. And good to meet you too. Name's Chev. Short for Shavana. Shavana. But only my mother calls me that. And she's been dead for 10 years. What do you imagine goes on in Aaron Keep? I'm starting to forget what civilization used to look like. It's somewhere you can set up shop, build a real business, not just scrape by. How did you end up here? I grew up far west of here, in Kuriv. Then the Sundering happened. Since then, I've been hopping from settlement to settlement, disaster to disaster. A few years ago, I heard that Aaron Keep had survived. The safest place in the world, surrounded by a magic shield that kept both plagues and monsters at bay. The name sounded familiar, and then I remembered my dad used to tell me how his fool of a brother had moved to Aaron Keep to make his fortune. My uncle's the last member of my family left alive. I'm sure he'd take me in, if only I could get through the gate. Sounds like you got better odds at getting in than I do. I wouldn't be so sure. Aaron Keep doesn't value my skills like it values yours. Can you do me a favor? If you get into Aaron Keep before me, find my uncle that I told you about. His name is Lucas Boreona. If he knew I was out here, he'd help me. I'm sure of it. Of course, I'll let him know you're here. Thank you. She rubs her eyes. Look at me, getting my hopes up. Lucas Boreona. Remember the name. Do you know anyone selling materials I could use for my forge? I heard someone say that there's a scrap peddler in the... A scrap peddler, you say? A ScrapMan? In the Lost City, selling all sorts of things. Be careful if you go to Lost City, though. That place gives me the shivers. All right, I'm gonna leave her to her meal, and I'm gonna scavenge for food. Tucked away from the squalor, you find a pocket where desperation has completely taken hold. At the center of this little commune, you find a family crouched around a huge cooking pot, simmering with meats and scrounged vegetables. A girl tosses a handful of wild herbs into the stew, and your mouth waters. A father and mother, a gaggle of children, a grandmother with a face like an ancient apple, even a dog rolling on its back in the dirt, tongue wagging. They're rough-looking sorts, filthy and gaunt, but you're not exactly presentable yourself these days. As you get closer, the man twitches aside his cloak to reveal a heavy wooden club. His wife's hand darts to a dagger on her belt. The dog snarls, hackles raise. They all look at you carefully, awaiting your next move. Oh, this is what toughness is? I don't want to be that guy. No. Oh, and the percentage is the percentage of success, I'm pretty sure. Okay, that makes sense. I understand it now. I don't like toughness anymore. I feel like finesse and knowledge would be the good ones. I'm gonna pet that dog. Oh, look at the dog. The dog lifts its lip in a snarl as you approach, but at the last moment, it lowers its head and allows you to scratch behind its ear. Aww. Clodo seems to like them. That's good enough for me. Oh there, stranger. Name's Bennett Monder. This here's my wife, Trianne, and her ma, Gita. I can take you through the names of the nippers too if you like, but I get them mixed up myself. You don't know the names of your own kids? And you've already met my Clodo. He's a good boy. Keeps the vultures away. With the word vultures, Bennett's expression darkens. Clodo sneezes disdainfully. Well, we came here for food. Let's see if we can get some food. What's in the pot? Smells incredible. It only smells good because from the looks of you, you haven't eaten a proper meal in weeks. Come on, pull up a rock, grab a bowl. Hey, that was easy. It's a hugely generous gesture. Meat out here is as precious as gold, and this man has children to feed. I'm gonna join them. You can't refuse an offer. I didn't even ask. It's hot, it's thick, it's rich with meat, and it's the best thing you've ever tasted. For the first time in weeks, the hunger in your belly ceases howling. Where'd you get all this food? You've seen those big merchant caravans that come trundling through the camp every day? A box of rations fell off one of those. That's some luck, isn't it? Teach me your ways. In truth, I'm not sure I could do it again, but the timing was perfect. The guards were distracted, the merchants had all caught the wasting fever and could barely lift their heads. Can't rely on that kind of luck. All right, have you heard any rumors about how to get into Aaron Keep? There's smugglers who claim they can get you in. They charge an arm and a leg, though. Maybe they just take your money and leave you dead in a ditch. Still, it might be worth the risk if you can afford them. Let's leave them in peace. And do we look around the camp? No, we're gonna return to the tent. Okay. A new day has dawned. All right, a few hours past midnight, you're woken by a soft, silken hiss. Is it a snake? A blade slices through the fabric of your tent. That doesn't sound like a snake. Fabric falls away to reveal a pair of... Oh, I'm dreaming. Yellow eyes, a crescent of yellow teeth, a gaunt figure with a knife in his hand. He steps carefully into your tent, apparently thinking you asleep. Behind him are the dim shapes of other men. Am I asleep? Each night, you bury your tools and your coin in a new location. There's not much in the tent they conceal, but they don't look like the types that will be happy if they don't find anything worthwhile. Oh, I'm not dreaming. I thought there was like a monster or something. This seems like some high-stakes decisions here. Imagine I just die and it's over. All right, I'm gonna threaten them. I have toughness. Don't take one more step. The man freezes, his grin widening. Oh, awake easier. Might be easier this way. Hand over your coins, food, anything you got. His companions enter the tent behind him. 3 more men, all rail thin and desperate. You picked the wrong tent. I make swords. Think I can't defend myself? The leader hesitates, but only for a moment. 4 against 1, Smith. It's your head. See? Toughness. All right, toughness is that not too bad now. Stop waving that toothpick in my face. You think you scare me, you scrawny runt? I'm gonna use my toughness. Yes. Imagine I fail on the one thing that I chose my character for. The thief pauses, eyes flitting across your muscular shoulders and a strong, callous hands. He attempts a smile. Let's get out of here, boys. Think we picked the wrong tent after all. Pick on people your own size. The thieves melt away in the night, leaving you alone in your slice-open tent. That'll require a few hours of stitching to repair, but you're too tired to attempt it for now. You manage a few more hours of fitful sleep before dawn breaks. All right. We got another 8 action points. Let's take a look here. All right, let's do one more day here. Let's take a look at what we're looking at here. I'm gonna go with the more complex ones. Let's do this one. 6 action points. 14. Whoa, what is this? Broken cartwheel? Heavy shackles? A woman stands at your anvil, her eyes scanning the horizon. She flinches as you approach her. I hear it at night, you know, circling, screeching, getting closer. The others say I'm mad, that we left that thing back in the waste, but they didn't see what it did to my brother, the way it looked at me as it tore him limb for limb. It didn't hunt like an animal, it watched me, enjoyed my fear. I'm sure it's followed me all this way. You know, monsters could be a thing in this universe because we have magic barriers, apparently, so believable. Sounds like a good blade at your side could come in handy. I don't know what a sword can do against something like that, but I figure having a sword is better than having nothing at all. All right, let's forge this thing. Okay, so we do have a blade length requirement, so let's go ahead and take care of that real quick. All right, there we go. Okay, so we need sharpness and point. So let's change the thickness. So I feel like we don't want it to be too thin. Like right there is probably going to be good enough. Width, I don't really, like we don't really have a weight requirement or anything. Let's make it like that, not too wide. Oh, see now we have taper width. Taper the blade, making it narrower towards the point. Taper thickness. Taper the blade, making it less thick towards the point. Cool, cool, cool. I wonder if that also contributes to the overall point. All right, so now here we go. Point. Let's do like that. Wait. Okay. I've gone pretty sharp. I think we need to actually do the taper width. Let's taper it from here. Man, we're having trouble getting that point to be pointy enough. I'm a little concerned about it, actually. All right, I think taper thickness, probably. Let's do it from like here. There we go. All right, now the point. That is a really sharp point. Dang. Okay, so now we got cross-section. This is what's going to determine the sharpness. Oh, wait. I didn't change the... Oh, I did change the thickness. Okay. All right, we're going to have to change the thickness a little bit more. Yeah, this does increase the sharpness as well. All right, I feel like we're kind of really sharp already. Whoa, what was that? Oh, this is supposed to be two-handed? How do we make it two-handed? I feel like we've... Hold on, sharpness. Smooth cross-section with a strong central ridge. Can impede... Oh, a strong central ridge can impede the cut. Steep edge angle of a wide and thin blade. I think I need it to be wider. Change width. It's supposed to be a two-handed sword, actually, so we need to make this thing a little bit bigger anyway. I can't make it... All right, hold on. Change the thickness. Let's go ahead and reverse this a little bit. Oh, whoa, that did it. That increased the sharpness. Okay, that makes sense. We need there to be a distinction, a clearer distinction between the thicker and thinner parts. All right, so now we got that. Let's change the cross-section. Sharpness -3. Oh, instant. Instant change. Sharpness +3. Okay, the point is no longer what it needs to be now, though. We need to make the point sharper again. All right, so point. Will this make it pointier? There we go. Okay, we got the length, we got the sharpness, we got the point. Now we need the hilt. So we're gonna use this one again because I feel like this is the biggest one. And then how do we make it two-handed? So like we got that. Do I gotta add like 2 of them? Wait, did that just do it? Yeah, see, look, that makes it two-handed by making this extra. That also gives the wood material qualification. All right, and then we will... This thing is getting heavy, so we're just gonna add the light version. All right, there we go. Now, what if I do this? Oh yeah, I can just change it a little bit. Yeah, there we go. All right, but we got ourselves a very pointy two-handed sword. It's got a lot of speed too, really. Oh, this thing's not too bad, stats-wise. All right, I think that's everything, so let's offer it to her. She weighs the blade in her hand. The balance is perfect. When it comes, I won't hesitate, not like before. Not like when I ran and when I left them. She pauses. The pause lengthens until it becomes clear that she won't speak again. Quality craftsmanship, that. It'll see your beast off. I heard it again last night, closer than ever. Let it come. I'm not scared anymore. All right. Cool. All right, so we got this stuff. Oh, this takes action points too. So I guess if I want to salvage these, that's what I'll have to spend my day on. So salvage, oh, and salvage that for steel. So I don't even have enough action points to salvage this thing. So that ends our day. All right, what do you guys think? I don't know how many days this this playtest allows us to go into, but if you guys enjoy this video, maybe I'll continue on to some more days. We'll have some more story and stuff if you guys are enjoying it. Yeah, otherwise, I'm gonna leave a link down in the description if you want more information about the game and how to join future playtests. I think you gotta join their Discord, probably has that information. And if you guys enjoyed this video, you might enjoy some of the earlier ones, like the creative mode ones as well, to see some of the capabilities. So you can check that out right here on the end screen. Hope this video has earned your subscription. Anyway, this has been ScrapMan, and I'll see you next time. Bye.